It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Let's get back to school. It's already been a year of adjustment as the 2021 academic year was pushed out to start in February, obviously due to COVID-19 linked postponements. It's more of the same, it seems, of 2020, but perhaps a topic that needs to be in discussion for longer is the correct and adequate emotional support for our children. Yes, the parents need it as well, but our kids are going through a lot at the moment. And the head of learning support at Rustenburg Girls Junior School in Cape Town, Philippa Brinkmann, and Hayley Friend, who is a teacher at Camps Bay Primary, joins us for today's parenting discussion. Two amazing schools are here, so I'm glad that you guys are representing your schools. But today we are representing our learners. So thank you so much for joining this conversation, because if we've taken strain over the last 9 months with all of the unknowns, the uncertainty, we used the word unprecedented. In fact, it was the word of the year last year. I can only imagine how difficult it is for a young person to broach this new school year. Is it the same? Are we seeing a more positive outlook? Philippa, how are you feeling about going into 2021, going back to school?
I think all of us having a rest has been important. I think having a break from continually trying to change the plans, adjusting to what was happening, we needed a break from it. And coming back, I think there is a positivity, but I think realistically, we're in for a lot of the same all over again.
We are prepared now. We know how to use Zoom. We know how to conduct our lives remotely. I often think in retrospect now, give me a hard lockdown and I'd kill it because I know how to deal with these things. Is it the same for our kids now? Are we more prepared for going back to school? And what should be front of mind in preparing for this back to school period?
Yeah, I think we have learned a lot from 2020, and as Philippa said, it wasn't easy on the parents, the teachers, the learners especially. I think they've done an amazing job though, actually rolling almost with the punches on what happened. I think they are better prepared, but as I always say, there's not only academics involved, we need to think that our learners are coming back with other things that might be running in the background, and we need to be aware of that, because for them to learn at their best capacity, they need to be able to feel safe in their environments and be able to talk about the feelings they're having, because it is unprecedented, as you said.
So let's start with practical advice first. What do parents need to bear in mind? What material do they need to have prepped? How do we need to be coming back into the school phase from a practical front, do you think?
I don't think we need to prepare too far in advance. I would practically prepare for the first term. I wouldn't go too much further than that. It's lovely to go out and get ready for your little one starting school and buy everything that you need for the whole year. I don't know if we're going to use it. You look at things like sport and extramural activities that change from term to term. What you do in the summer term is often different to what you're doing in winter. We don't know that we're going to be doing that. We're going into winter time where things may be different. Your children may never get to wear that winter sports uniform. So I would say prepare for the first term and leave it at that.
Just focus what's right in front of you. I think you are both perfectly poised to offer advice in this space, because many parents have grappled with the fact that they've had to become a teacher and babysitter and multitasking in that home learning environment space. How do we make the home more conducive for learning? How do you get it right with your kids in a classroom that can maybe lead to some positive influence in the home learning space, Hayley?
I think, and I've said this to our parents at Camps Bay as well, and to actually have a routine at home like they would at school. It's very important for routine. And have a designated area of a study area that they can actually find that that's where they're going to study with as little distraction. And also every learner is different. So what would work for one child might not work for another child, And also being realistic with the goal set. I always say I teach grade 6, and I normally say study for 20 minutes and have a goal for those 20 minutes, and then go outside for 10 minutes, jump on a trampoline or whatever, but don't just say you must learn 5 chapters, that's too vague for a kid. You need to actually break it down and say, what are we going to try and achieve in these 20 minutes, which is actually a good habit to form for later on in life, So they're not just endlessly reading, but actually focused for those 20 minutes, and then they actually can go outside. And it's very important that they get that physical outside as well.
Sure.
And they don't necessarily have to be learning behind a desk. They can be bouncing a ball on a square outside that has the number 5 times, you know.
About finding that mode that works for your
Yeah,
child.
and you know your child is best, so you would know what would work. But yeah, routine, I would say, is key to homeschooling. I'm saying the parents had to have taken on this role, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully now parents and teachers can work in tandem in that sense. Something I want you to think about is the emotional readiness, what state of mind that you're having to deal with these children in, and we'll continue with this discussion, but we've got two fantastic teachers here ready to share some advice with you at home. Stay with us as we get more parenting advice as we all bravely make our way back to school to see our friends again, to see our amazing teachers again. So we're sending you all the best of luck in that as well.